Hello everyone. So we've decided to create a YouTube channel as a couple. Essentially, the name of the YouTube channel is going to be Financially Engaged. But that's just one of our channels. What we're planning on doing is either creating 4 channels, or my wife just gave me an idea. We only have one channel, but every time we label one of the videos. So essentially I want to make Financially Engaged, which is where we talk about our finances with each other, and we talk about our 5-year goal, which is to retire and to make $1 million. To show you that it's more than possible and that anybody can achieve it. And they say work harder, not smarter. Work harder, not smarter.
Confusion of the highest order.
That's what Financially Engaged is going to be about. 5-year plan, retirement, $1 million. The other channel is going to be called Politically Engaged. And that's going to be basically me breaking down to my wife current political affairs, right? Or all sorts of different political discourse that I think is essential for couples to know, and families to know, and individuals to know on all levels and all sectors. The other channel is going to be called Historically Engaged, and that's going to be me explaining different historical concepts to my wife, kind of like podcast format, conversational, breaking down different things that happened in different times that I think are essential also for people to know. And the last channel is Religiously Engaged, and that's going to be about spirituality, how to live like a fulfilling life, how to be a good human being, and so that's also going to be a channel.
And where that comes from is that on social media we really don't see couples discussing financials, specifically like Muslim couples. So we just want to put it out there how we plan on doing it, and maybe you'll get feedback on somebody on how to do it better. Maybe you could inspire somebody. We'll just throw it out in the wind and see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. We try to think of different YouTubers. We know that there are like Muslim couples out there, but they're more like vlogging, showing how they live, stuff like that, entertainment. And we see just like standalone people talk about finances. But we don't really see couples talking about finances, and especially not Muslim couples. And obviously, as Muslims, there are a little bit different things that maybe later episodes will discuss. How we don't usually engage in usury, interest. Not usually, we just don't. Also just how we split the expenses in the household and stuff like that. There's a lot of nuances to it, very important discussions to be had. And I hope it can be like a very beneficial educational channel where we discuss these type of things, and you guys grow with us over the years. Right now we have a really basic, simple setup, but if we see that there's traction and that this channel grows, perhaps we'll upgrade to like a studio. Perhaps we quit our jobs one day and then this becomes our main job. But that's thinking way far out. For now, we're just focusing on the 5-year goal, which is make $1 million and retire. And the reason why we want to retire is because oftentimes people do jobs that they are not wholeheartedly passionate about. And some of you out there might be doing jobs they're passionate about, and that's awesome. Continue doing that. But for the overwhelming majority of mankind, they just do their jobs to make ends meet and to exist and to be able to put some bread on the table. Mm-hmm. It's not truly what they like, because oftentimes what you like actually is not what brings the most money. So let's say, for example, you really like to play music, but music, millions upon millions of people know how to play music, and only a very small substrata of society can actually make it in life. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Now that we're back. As I was saying, there's only a small substrata of society that can actually end up making money, for example, from being a musician, or even, for example, authoring a book, or being an athlete. In life, usually what you try to do is you try to enter into fields that just become harder and harder and harder, and there's a smaller circle of human beings that you're competing against. So, for example, if you try to do like medicine, like how many anesthesiologists are there like nationwide? I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked up the statistic, but I'll put it in the video. I'm 99.9% sure it's definitely less than 10,000 people. Mm-hmm. So you're only competing on 10,000 people who are anesthesiologists. Why? Because by the time you can actually make it, putting the gutter work of studying hard and doing all these loopholes and discipline and 10 plus years of studying and specialization and residency and all these things, it's easy for you to make money because you beat all your competition. But when the bar and the barrier of entry is easy, for example, to be a musician, all you need is an instrument and to learn how to play some musical notes, you're competing against so many different types of people, it doesn't really become that much about how good you are at playing your instrument. It becomes a multivariate amount of variables that are outside of your control. So the locus of control is external. It's no longer internal locus of control.
He's a psychology major, by the way.
Okay, it doesn't have to do with anything, but yes, and she's a biochemistry major. So anyway, back to what I'm talking about. I digress. That is why when people are able to harness enough financial power and they get that financial escape velocity, they can start getting enough passive income for them not to care about having their day jobs anymore. Mm-hmm. And this gives them the freedom of time and the freedom of choice and the freedom of preference to go back and to focus on their passions. Their passions that might not give them money, but they don't care anymore because now they are covered through their passive income. And this allows people to achieve in what's, called in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, basically, I always tell you about this. What's it called? I forgot it right now.
What is it?
In Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you want to... Oh, there you go. Self-actualization. Self-actualization is on the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And this is really achievable once you no longer have to care about making ends meet and doing a job that you don't like, but instead do a job that fulfills you and self-actualizes you. I'll tell you guys a little secret. That's actually not what we're trying to get at, because most people think that that's at the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid, but little do people know, before he died, he actually updated his pyramid and he actually added something on top of the pyramid itself, and it's called transcendence. He transcended the whole pyramid, and transcendence is essentially a spiritual connection with something that is deemed higher than one's own self. So plugging into a cause that somebody views as higher than their own self, basically working towards a collective or a collective consciousness or a higher power, something that is just transcending our own, basically, innate human being self.
And that is what we hope to achieve through being financially free 5 years from now, hopefully.
Yes. 5 years from now, we want to self-actualize so that we can essentially finally transcend. And transcendence has more to do with the other channels that we're going to be talking about, which is spiritual, religiously engaged, politically engaged, historically engaged. These are the type of things that we hope to explain to you guys then. I think that's a good introduction for now. Don't you think so?
I think so.
If you guys have any questions, comments, let us know, and we'll try to cover those. This is just a test run for us. It's the first video we make, so forgive us if we have any shortcomings.
We need a slogan that we always say.
A slogan?
Yeah.
You guys try to brainstorm with us. What's the slogan? I don't even know what she's talking about. Slogan.
Like Logan Paul goes like...
Logan Paul does that?
Yeah, he's like...
Okay. Well, we're going to do this.
I mean, it's not really so, it's like a shadow, but we're going to...
She ruined the video.
We're going to delete this part.
We're going to delete this part.